Little technical issue. Sorry about that. I guess the camera doesn't like the new outlet or whatever it is. So anyways, yeah. If you haven't seen the Lego Movie yet, stop the video, go watch the movie, then come back and watch this because spoilerific. Hell, even all the minifigs they have in here are part of the finale. So get. That being said, I hadn't seen the movie yet. But I went to, this is about, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, thereabouts? But I went to the Lego store, and not the online store, but an actual Lego store on location in Linwood, Washington, at the Alderwood Mall. And, like, I'd heard of the Lego Movie. It was out in theaters at the time. Oh, if you haven't seen it yet, go see it, blah, 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 blah. He works for Lego, so of course he's going to promo it. And he's going to do everything, bless his heart, he's going to do everything he can to promote it. And he asked me, what kind of Legos do you like? Well, I like space. And he basically, and he immediately went, oh my God, you got to go over and look at this. This is 2 years ago when he said this, so, and he pointed this out to me. I hadn't seen the movie yet, but I immediately noticed things like the old satellite TV dish, these old maneuvering thrusters. Oh my gosh, these booster engines, whatever it is, were on the very first Lego set I ever got. The very first Lego set actually had this and this. Didn't have these. But yeah, I mean, he basically pointed out all the things that were old school Lego space, and I'm like, ugh. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money at the time. But I eventually picked this up. I can't remember where I picked this up. But yeah, it's been sitting here for a little over a year now. Because that's what I do nowadays. Whoa, okay. Instructions? Yes. Well, it's nice they didn't fold up the instructions. Good old-fashioned stickers. Like, I suppose I'm going to say this a couple of times just because I'm going to forget that I'm going to say it now, but whoever designed this kit is a man after my heart. Because let me put it to you this way. I did a review on Collection DX, or should I say a collecting site that is really deluxe. I did a review for them a number of years ago for the newest incarnation. It's called Space Police 3 because it's the third incarnation of it. I only got one kit out of the whole thing. One kit. And even at the time I said, it says Space Patrol, it's Lego, but it's just not doing it for me. There's too much. It's just like, were you the blue, red, and black Space Police fan, or were you the white, green, and black Space Police fan? I was like, I liked it. I liked both of those because it wasn't trying to be gimmicky. It wasn't trying to be scientifically accurate. As scientifically accurate as futuristic Lego sets can get, of course. But it just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't impressed. And then I saw this. I'm like, it's old school colors. Very much old school colors. The gray and the blue and the yellow, the kind of neon yellow, except not neon. Transparent yellow. I mean, all the colors in the spaceship. I'm not going to say that 3 times every time. I might, but all the colors, all the decorations. Oh my God, they've even got the old school Futron symbol. Oh, that's not Futron. Actually, I think that is Futron. With 1, 2, 3, and then all on the characters all over the place. So yeah, I mean, whoever did this is just clearly they were inspired by Futron. And even before Futron, it was just Lego Space at the time. This is like 1960s, 1970s stuff. And the thing that kills me, I never, ever had a big Lego spaceship. Ever. Well, I mean, I've got the Star Wars Lego Republic Cruiser from Episode 1. It gets destroyed in the first 10 seconds of the movie. You know how that goes. So I've got that one. That, to date, is the biggest Lego spaceship I've got. But I never got a big Futron spaceships with light incentives, just an annoying buzzers, I never got, well, now I did have the Futron monorail. I did have that, but in terms of part count and physical weight, I never had the big spaceships that had multiple compartments and little vehicles that popped off and went all over the place. I never had that. I had a little Blacktron Walker and you could take the cockpit off. Whoopty shit. So yeah, I mean, this is appealing to me on multiple levels. It's big, it's got multiple compartments on it, it's got little vehicles all over the place, it's got the right colors, it's got the right decorations, it's got the right goddamn pieces. Yeah, I cannot wait to build this a year and a half after I bought it. What is wrong with me? Oh, I know what's wrong with me. I'm running out of shelf space to store things, and I don't have anywhere to shoot. There's your answer. So yeah, I'm a-dying to get my hands on these. Okay, I've also never shot this way before. How are we going to do this? I'm going to put this here, the main model here. This goes here, and my parts will go here. And hopefully I don't casually knock them off, like the big 05M. Oh. It's Wild Style's hoodie thing. Guess I gotta get that out. I built the Ghost and the Phantom a couple of weeks, or what, last week before thereabouts. There's a couple of other Lego sets from the movie I'd like to get. Definitely, crap, what's his name? Emmett. I'd like to get Emmett's building Constructicon. I know, trademark. I would like to get that. I would also like to get, or I considered getting a couple of the smaller kind of mid-sized sets. Like I want to get the fire truck that changes into a mech, because mechs for mech's sake. I'd like to get the, I'd also like to get the garbage disposal truck that changes into a big chomping wah-wah. I want to get that. This is Emmett's head, and it's cute with a little decoration on the back and the front. Did I get everything? That's a second, or third Lego separator I've ever owned. I'm going to put that to good use at some point. Determined eyes or smirk? Which looks better with a smirk. We'll go that way. That style looks better with a smirk. Because not much impresses her. Does she come with a helmet? No. Okay, she does not come with a helmet. The construction hat comes with a little hair on it. That's great. Oh, does this come with the? Yes, it does. Is this it? Yes. The Craggle, ladies and gentlemen. I attach it with this. Okay, so his hat goes on there. That's great. And he only has the one face on him, so... Which is weird. Well, I guess this figure only needed one. Ooh. Leg is loose. Holy crap. Wow. That's a manufacturing error in there. Probably cracked when they attached it. Which, you know, happens. It's really loose. Ava, why don't you push it around a little more so it actually breaks? Chris Pratt now has 3 Lego characters to his name. Because he's got... And he made this just before he made Jurassic World. So he's got Jurassic World, he's got the Lego World, and he's got Guardians of the Galaxy all to his name. Should I watch Guardians of the Galaxy? And I'm missing this. Whoops. God, a little visor on a helmet, and put one of those together and flipping forever. Oh, there's almost no motion on that. It's just up and down a little. Can't even fold it down all the way. It's like they're intentionally keeping the mask on it uncovered. Needs to be asked at some point, what did I think of the Lego movie? It's cute. I like it. I've only seen it, what, twice at this point? I've got it on DVD, but... I've seen it twice, and I'll be honest, it gives kind of a mixed message. It's kind of like watching WALL-E, you know, Disney Pixar's WALL-E, except, which is more a nod to science fiction of old than it is outright trying to send a message. Like, they made the movie, they weren't trying to send a message, so okay, fair enough. But, in terms of what the Lego movie was trying to convey, I think it gives kind of a mixed message. Not even a mixed one, kind of a confusing one, because it encourages the idea that be unique, be yourself, look for inspiration from within as much as from without. But then, oh, I see what they're doing. But then at the same time, wait, they're right now. So, I mean, go and make whatever Lego construct you like, and don't follow the instructions. At the beginning of the movie, and it's been several months since the last time I saw it. At the beginning of the movie, they do the song. And the song, which I'm not going to repeat because I don't know the lyrics and I don't want to put it in everybody's head. The song basically says, well, it says what it says. Like I said, I'm trying not to repeat it, so. And then you have the master builders. A master builder, a Legomaniac whose sole purpose, whose sole function is inspiration and do whatever you want to based on your favorite theme. Well, that's all well and good. The problem with the message... Oh, I see. The problem with that message is that over the course of the movie, or rather at the beginning of the movie, everybody follows the instructions. Everybody gets along. Well, you're boring if you follow the instructions. And yet, here I am in the real world following the instructions. I'm not a master builder by any stretch. Oh, that's right. I'm not a master builder by any stretch of the imagination. That boat sailed a long time ago, which is why I'm so easily impressed by Lego. Why I'm impressed by things like technique, and I'll just take a Star Wars kit at face value, not recognizing, oh, they could totally have done this part better, or they could have rearranged it this way and it would have cost less, and blah, blah, blah. I can't do that. But here I am following the instructions for a kit that they made. And the part that confuses me, aside from the fact that it sends mixed messages, wow, these are going to fall the first chance they get. Yikes. Oh, maybe not. Just enough depth there. These are what I was talking about in my my construction of my building of the Phantom and the Ghost. These are the Lego parts that these are the only Lego parts I ever broke, is because I was trying to, I just twisted this end off. I twisted the round end off in the very first kits I ever made. So yeah, I give them a healthy distance nowadays, or at least I try to. But here I am making the instructions, or building according to the instructions, which is all well and good. In case you're wondering what that squeaking is, that's my hips rubbing up against the chair I'm using, just in case the microphone picks it up. And I distinctly remember, for example, with Futron sets, that the back of the instructions, or even the last page of the instructions, and more importantly, the back of the box would show you alternate kits. They would, or not alternate kits, but they would show you different ways you can build the set. Yeah, they would show off what the set you had bought, what it can do. Fair enough, and you know, there'd be a Lego here and there'd be a Lego here, or whatever. But it would give you, like I distinctly remember on my Lego Futron monorail kit, the primary picture that was shown up here actually wasn't in the instructions. There's like 3 or 4 things along the side or whatever that totally were actually alternate views of this kit, or this model. And judging by, you know, how you looked at these and how you looked at this, you could take the time and try and figure out how they did it, which I did with that kit as well. And then, yes, along the bottom or along the sides or whatever, they would have the official kit with the official instructions would be here. And you know, this down here would be advertising for the kit itself. This up here is advertisement. This whole thing up here is advertisement for alternatives that the people at the Lego store, shop, whatever it is, came up with on their own. The Lego movie says, and you know, you're supposed to be inspired by these up here, but the Lego movie says, and this ship here is its own entity in the just a spur of the moment throw together, as they do in the Lego movie. But nowhere on this box, nowhere on these instructions is there are those inspirational alternate models you could make. Now, you know, Ava, it's kind of a given you're going to play along with it and make your own kits. Well, yeah, it is, but the instructions don't tell you that. You have to follow the instructions and be very precise, and if you don't, something gets screwed up. I showcased that a couple of times in my build of the Ghost of the Phantom. So you want me to buy your product and build it specifically the way it is, or else I'll get frustrated and, what went wrong. But then you tell me to be inspirational and ignore the instructions. And this all according to the movie. Considering I was 32, 33 at the time I can't remember which one. Was I not getting the message or something? And then you have, so that was one thing I didn't get. And then you've got, I can't say a growing, but a frequent trend of movies and whatnot to stick it to the man kind of mentality. Oh, yeah, I'd pay $3, $2 for something like this. This would be great. There it is. Kit's done. I'm impressed. Was it $90 plus? Finished. You gotta make and two for the price of one. Oh, okay. All right. But I just feel like the movie sent a mixed message there. They say build whatever the heck you want to, don't base it on the instructions, and yet in real life they expect you to follow the instructions precisely and then kind of come up with whatever you like at the end of the day. Maybe I'm missing something. Then you've got Lord Business. Great name, by the way. Probably the only role that I might tolerate Will Ferrell in, where he's not the lead actor and yet he is. He's a major character, but he's not the lead. He's the lead baddie. Oops, did I spoil that? But yeah, I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell's work at all. Like, don't even bother trying to convince me otherwise. I'm just not having it. But anyways, don't trust the big corporations. Don't trust the big government. Don't take things at face value. And yet with Lego, you're expected to, and yet with Lego sets, you're expected to follow the instructions, make things all neat and orderly, and then afterwards go off and build whatever the heck you want to. But wait, Lego is now considered, like as of the recording of this video, or at least as of last year, is now considered the biggest toy company ever. Billions of dollars in sales. Bandai doesn't do that. Hasbro's like number 2. So, I think they like finally overtook Hasbro. And there might be some Indian company, wherever it is, sweatshops and whatnot that makes more money. But yeah, Lego is now the biggest toy manufacturer in the world. Ever, by the way. And and the movie says don't trust big corporations, don't trust big governments who tells you how things should be. Don't take it at first value. It almost has a Matrix quality to it. And yet, here I am putting together a kit from the world's biggest toy manufacturer. Biggest or just most popular? Something along those lines. It also sends the message that the master builders, Lego maniacs, are going against what the big business, what the only use the instructions mentality is. I'm not a master builder, I'm not a Lego builder in that regard, so I can't really comment on what that's like in real life. But that being said, again, it's kind of arguing against itself. It's kind of discouraging its own sales by saying, yeah. I mean, maybe oops, did I miss a step? Yes, I did. Shame on me. exactly is that movie trying to say in terms of, is it advertising for Lego? Is it advertising against Lego? What did the Lego executives think of this mixed message? Did they recognize there was a mixed message? Did their lawyers say, well, you can't do that, you got to change it? And yet in behind the scenes, there's no indication. Of course, you know, behind the scenes documentaries usually skip over the parts where there's controversy behind the scenes. You know, where there's arguments and whatnot. They don't badmouth each other in a documentary. But there was no indication, if you look at Wikipedia, or heaven forbid IMDb, there's no indication of any mixed messages or pick your poison happening. I often wonder, and this kit points it out, these little yellow cockpit pieces here, were these retired and Lego brought them back just for this kit? The satellite dish, the satellite TV dish that I'll be getting to later on. Here it is. This dish, I haven't seen this for quite some time in any Lego sets. It's very, very rare, if ever, they use this. So, like, was this a piece that was retired? There's one booster engine here. I definitely know, like, I can't even remember the last time I saw that. Well, it would have been in the 80s when I originally got it. And it disappeared sometime thereafter. Got replaced with jet engines and whatnot, so... I love the way those fold up. That's great. And they got frickin' Billy D. Williams to come back and meet Lando Calrissian. Before he reprised that same role on Star Wars Rebels, by the way. Good on him. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, this isn't just old school Futron or whatever it is, but they actually updated the design. Added a lot more detail to it. Wow. That looks great. Love that. Now, why didn't you have me put those decals on before I attached everything else? Now I gotta take them off. They'll put prints on the front, and nowadays, back even, there was a day when it was just printed on the front. They'll do printing on the minifigs, but they won't do it on the basic pieces anymore. By the way, are these guys supposed to be space police? It's got the right colors for it, just not as much green. Are these guys supposed to be space police? Is that how this works? That's exclusive to the set, I know, but still, there's a dropship design which basically uses space police colors. So I mean, these decals should have been applied when you were done over here, or have a separate insert. Don't have me have to take them off and then put them back on again. Like, What? It's part of that. Good thing I looked ahead. Forward with swept wings are all the rage nowadays in science fiction. I want to say they're even doing it in Halo. Lol. I was looking at the Lego online store yesterday. They had a box set. The box is probably the size of this, 3x3 or 3x3 foot, meter by meter tabletop card table. Had like 1,000 pieces in it, just generic, what's it called? Tub of bricks. The good old days. It's just a tub of random Lego bricks and blocks, and just filled to the brim with nothing but that. Except it was like you could make like 3 different zoos out of it, and you could make spaceships. You could make whatever you wanted to. $700 something. Holy shit! I couldn't believe it. I never thought, like, it wasn't even what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't even like a special edition or anything. It was $700. I could not believe it. So why is that there? And then there was a slightly smaller one of connector pieces, tubes and rods and all kinds of things like that. Equally so for also on sale for $700 something. I'm like, just show me where the tub of Lego is, okay? That's all I want to know. That is a nice cockpit. I like that. And it's sealed. Like the cockpit is, the canopy area is sealed. You can't see in anywhere. I love that. Which is something that always bugged me about that, I'll call it medium-sized spaceship I had, where it had, what's the word I'm looking for? Had gaps to either side of the guy. Like you could feel the vacuum blowing up against the guy's underarm. It was strange. Let me get these out of the way and completely forget they're there. Three for the price of one. Good times. One of the complaints I sometimes hear about Lego, not that I travel around in those circles very often, but one of the complaints I hear about Lego is they're too commercial. They're too... You've got Marvel and DC and Ninja Turtles and a whole bunch of marketable brand names that are being tossed around. And you know what I say to all those people? Back in the 80s and 90s, before Lego started doing that, I could have killed for an official Lego X-Wing fighter. I could have killed. And now I've got one. I could have killed for a B-Wing fighter. I could have killed for a TIE fighter. I could have killed for a Star Destroyer. Maybe not, this big, which they actually have like 3 different versions. They're now this big. There's actually one that's like that big. I kid you, shit you not. But yeah, I could have killed for a Lego X-Wing fighter. An official Lego X-Wing fighter that had all the right decals and decorations, and you could open up the wings, the wings would ratchet or whatever it is. Like, I wanted one of those. And now I've got one. Now I've got one, and people are complaining, they're overcomplicated. They're too expensive. It's too commercial. Lego should just make their own things. I disagree. I can't comment on every single line that's ever come out. I'm not going to. Of course, back in my day, when we made Legos, we didn't have these rods and these pins and these friction pins And, you know, we didn't have holes in the thing. The holes in the bricks were for the advanced builders. They were for those techniques. In a strange way, well, strange nothing, I am Emmett. I follow the instructions, and I think everything is awesome. Damn it, I said it anyways. Damn it. I think the instructions, who came up with this thing? This is amazing. And as a result, well, I can't say as a result, but over the years I've lost my creativity edge. Although, to be fair, many years ago, I used something called Lego CAD, or Lego AutoCAD, which is a third-party slash fan-made computer program where you can design Lego sets and whatnot, I mean, whatever you want, and you had a whole inventory of pieces on the one side, and you just click, drag in. And then at the end, you could make instructions. You could print out instructions for it. Now, you couldn't, this was before Lego, is it Lego Creation, Lego Design? This was before that happened. And there's also Lego, I can't remember the one it's called, but basically you can mail in, or you email instructions to Lego, like, I came up with this, here's what they are, and then whatever the price per pound, blah, 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 you can get that set. You get your own set that you designed in the mail. Which I think is just the most coolest, most fucking awesome thing that Lego could ever possibly do. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I remember it was a thing. But I am still Emmett, because here I am following the instructions, and whatever the reason, I've lost my creativity ability. But I would like, whether it's official or not, I would like to be able to play around with a Lego computer program and design my own kit or whatnot, and then send it off to Lego and have them make one for me. That would be amazing. How many millions of these things get made every single day? Every single day. Or is it billions at this point? Now, to be fair, the double-decker couch, not a bad idea. Ironically, the double-decker couch was not an official set. I don't know why, they just didn't. What would I come up with? I'd probably come up with a spaceship, or maybe a building. Could I be the next, what's the name of that one guy? Andrew Lloyd, no. Who am I thinking of? Could I be the next great architectural name? No. That's not how it works. Although recently I did have an itch that I needed to scratch from Lego, and I'm actually saving up the money to try and get something like it. I've been aware of technique for a very long time, and I've always been under perhaps the nowadays mistaken impression that Lego technique is meant for advanced builders, for the adults. Maybe that mentality has changed over time, but I want to get myself a decent technique set. I've only ever had two, unless you count that pit droid that I mentioned previously, and the other one that I forgot to mention was the, or no, I have three techniques, three Star Wars technique sets. One of them is the pit droid, one of them is the droideka, the destroyer droid, and the third one, I don't know if it really counts as technique per se, but it's definitely nothing but technique, or almost nothing but technique. The third one is the Hailfire droid, which is really neat, which they've tried to redo since in a smaller scale with bricks and blocks and plates. But in my opinion, the giant technique version is best. Even though it didn't have any armor panels on it, it still looked amazing as hell. Most creative Lego kit I ever got, or the most creative I ever got with Legos was, well, I was discouraged by a couple of, or one big incident actually. Right, what am I doing? I was actually discouraged by one big thing. I mentioned this in a previous video on a YouTube channel that is not mine, but I do participate in frequently. That, and it was a brief cutaway, it was a throwaway moment. I stuck it in there for shock value, but it was absolutely true. Wow, holy crap. That I did my Lego thing, the original Megazord, the Enterprise D, Gunhead. I did that. The one I was particularly proud of, though, was, must have been it had to have been mid-90s, 96, 97, thereabouts. No, it would have been 90, 95, 96, thereabouts. I made my own, what am I doing? I made my own, it's called an MOC, my own creation. I made an MOC of the Falcon Megazord, or I'm sorry, the Ninja Megazord and the Falcon Ninja Zord, collectively known as the Falcon Ninja Zord, from the third season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, granted, I made it originally around the time that I originally made it around the time that I when would that have been? Around the time of the movie, the 95 movie, which I never saw in theaters, doggone it. I wish I had. I made it then, but you know, I was inspired by the TV series version. Movie version, I couldn't recreate it, and I hadn't seen it yet. So pleased was I with myself, I entered it in a Lego building contest at the local county fair, which no longer exists, by the way. That tells you everything you need to know. And I don't remember at this point if I got a prize. All the little kids get prizes, of course, whether you win or not, you get a thing. Or like a local gift certificate bullshit, whatever it was. I don't care. But anyways, I entered, and the fair was over. You got to come collect your kit, and whatever your winnings may or may not be. I don't remember at this point. And when I got there, somebody would run off with my hard-belt Lego Ninja Falcon Megazord. I'm sorry, Falcon Ninja Megazord. Is that right? No, Ninja Mega Falcon Zord. 32 years later, it's hard to say that. Yeah. Somebody'd run off with that. And I had a lot of really essential pieces for other kits in there, which is, what all I had at the time. And there's a lot of kits I can't even recreate anymore just because there's so many pieces. Stood about, oh, I don't know, I guess it stood about this tall, and you could, it was pure part swapping. Obviously there were no swivel joints or anything. Any transformation that happened, you had to take the parts off and stick them elsewhere. But yeah, that kind of ruined me. Oh, at the same time, I also submitted a Lego shuttle from Star Trek: The Next Generation, which I thought was pretty cool. Didn't have any moving parts on it because they don't need to except for the boarding ramp. But even then, didn't have a boarding ramp on it. But still, I built it. It was a cube about this big, so it was about that big. That got nicked as well. So yeah, that was kind of the end of my creative Lego days, just because I'd lost so many essential pieces that I'd used in other creations. So that was a big letdown for me. It's funny, all the special features that are used in this kit probably didn't even make it on screen, which is fine, There's like 4 different or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 6 different, like all these panels used to be printed out on, oh my gosh, here's another one. Wow, they totally updated that. That looks amazing, by the way. But basically, all these patterns here are the same patterns you'd originally find on these slanted blocks. That's amazing. That's absolutely flippin' amazing. Man after my heart, whoever built this thing. You can name the kids whatever you like. Now, granted, the entire Lego movie is told from the perspective of a little kid who has, to be polite, has daddy issues. Mostly because he's not quite old enough to realize that dad has to go to work every single day, and also that his dad builds Legos in his own way. So the little kid whining and complaining against an adult who's kind of organized and knows what's going on. To be fair, it's not that the dad didn't get what the kid was saying. Whoa, how do we do this? Oh, wow. Okay, did not expect... Oh, okay, wow. 3 seats. Holy crap. 3 seats. That's an accomplishment. Wait. So I suppose I have to be considerate of the movie in that regard. But on the other hand, the movie was made by adults. I'm under the impression they were trying to appeal to both kids and adults at the same time. No easy task to accomplish, by the way. Disney's been trying to get that balance just right for decades. Decades. Nowadays, they skew far too kid-friendly. No, the original Snow White's actually quite creepy. Oh my god, these panels. Urgh. They're so spot on. They're more detailed versions of what I had when I was little. Right there. They're just, And then just for shits and giggles, they throw in this very old-fashioned. This is a monitor. We're just going to make like really big lights out of it. We're going to stick it in your face. And the cockpit, and you know, the instrument panels are so high they can't, the figures can't even see across the top. That's great. That's so old school. I love it. I love it. Holy shit, I love it. Or maybe it was not a case of the Lego group making the toys, except for the figures, and then handing it off to the Hollywood studio. Maybe it was done the other way around, where, and I can't remember, where the where the Hollywood studio, I can't remember who it was. It Warner Brothers, I think? Where the studio were the ones who made the kits, or who designed the kits, and then Lego built them based off of that. Maybe that's how it went. In which case, the argument can be made, it's not that this set was designed by a Lego builder, you know, somebody who was hired to design the Legos, but rather it was designed by somebody in Hollywood who built with Legos. And they loved them so much that they made the movie version off of it. I feel like I missed out. In which case, Hollywood answered my non-verbalized prayers. Can we please have a return to or a reminder of a very, very old school Lego Futron set? In which case, whoever came up with this thing in Hollywood can have my babies and name them, or I will have your babies and we can name them after whoever you want. Oh, that was too close. Oh, no one doing it now. The decal's gonna peel off eventually. Boo! I put it on wrong. Boo! I didn't follow the instructions properly. Boo! I am not awesome. I am not normal. I did it wrong. Shun. 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 I must say, these Lego push torpedoes, or flick the fire missiles, are actually behaving themselves better than I expected. Can't really flick these off, but you know, whatever. You know what would have been amazing? It just occurred to me as if this had been R2-D2. Just saying. That would be like the perfect place to put him. It's not like they didn't use him in the movie anyway, so... Star Wars Force Awakens sets are starting to slip onto Lego, or maybe they already have been and I just now noticed, but... Yeah, that's a place I guess I'm going to have to start avoiding now. Yeah. I was convinced, though, I don't remember the name of the YouTube channel, but there's a person who did a review of the Imperial Assault Cruiser, or whatever it is, from Star Wars Rebels. I'm officially sold. That is going to be my next Lego set. I was sold. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Old school space right there. Does Lego ever reissue kits? It'd be nice if they reissued some of the old ones. Maybe they don't, like, conform to standards or something. Like, maybe there are standards in toy construction even when it comes to a building kit. I don't know. Oh, wow, what is this? Wow, they capped that off perfectly. Wow, how did they do that? Oh, holy crap, I'm building one of these. Ah. Ghost, whatever. Shuttle Tiberium, whatever. Imperial Republic Cruiser, whatever. What else can I say whatever to? Those are all well and good. But holy crap, I get to make a big spaceship. Yay, a big Lego, non-branded spaceship. Which they just simply don't make anymore. They just don't. What am I looking at? Wait, are they actually using... Whoa, what is that? Okay. What? No fucking way. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? I didn't know the wings could move in and out. Holy shit. I thought there was something that would slide up underneath, but... Oh my god, I didn't know the wings could move in and out. Holy shit balls. Oh my... Oh. Okay, yeah. Buddy, where do you want to get married? Seriously. Like, just tell me when and where and I'll be there. Sight unseen. I get that stupid kid grin on my face right now. I got that going right now. Sliding wings just because you can. Star Wars, the best you ever do is this, or this, or this. Never sliding wings. Holy shit. I did not see that one coming. I really didn't. Like, okay, the little vehicle's attaching to the side. Maybe there's a compartment that pops off the top or something like that. That'd be great. Or maybe... Well, it doesn't. But, like... Or maybe, like, the midsection is its own laboratory. So you split it in half. The laboratory sets down, then you put the rest of the thing together, and it goes off on its own. Like, maybe that. But I wasn't expecting sliding wings. Holy shit. Yeah, there's no indication the wings move. That is so awesome. Oh my god. Can't use a Lego separator to get these apart. I'm under the impression they're going to be stuck there forever. Yes. Those things will be stuck together longer than I am. Wow. Again, technique and bricks put together. Wow. Oh, I just put two and two together. Holy crap. I just put two and two together. Holy crap, this is amazing. This is awesome! If I could quote the movie, I would at this point, although I did say at some point here I wasn't going to. 1, 2, 3. Wow. So this is gonna... Wow! Oh my god, why? Why can't I come up with shit like this? Why? Holy shitballs. Holy shitballs, this is happening. Ah! Oh my god, this just happened. And, oh my god, look at that. Oh. Oh my god, look at that. Holy shit. I got a big spaceship, a big Lego spaceship that's not based on any specific copyright brand, except their own, and it has opening wings on it. Oh my god, why? Well, fuck that, I don't care why. Thank you. What is this? Oh my god, they've got an astronavigator. Oh my god, wait, no. No. I don't know what this is. Oh, maybe it's like the engine room. Because there's a radiation symbol, temperature. What's the other one? I don't know what that is. Oh, I know that's a fingerprint. If you ever have to ID who made this kit, you'll have your answer. Oh, you know what would have been even more amazing? More awesome? If you moved this in and out, there would be a cog that would turn this thing side to side. Oh, that would be that would have been great. Oh my god. Oh crap, that's amazing. Oh my god. That's not getting old. It's not. No way. Flipping way. That's not getting old. Oh my god. Ah. New book. New videotape. The other one was getting full, so it's currently downloading on the computer right now, so I've got a spare sitting in here. Slight adjustments to the camera, slight adjustments to the lighting. Work in progress. Brand new shooting environment, so naturally I have to be cautious. Did I use that? Yeah, I did. It's not an ideal, but it's certainly better than what I've had to work with in year and a half, 2 years at this point. So, yeah. Oh my god, look at this. This must have been the cockpit from the Ultimate Collector Series X-Wing fighter. That must have been what this been. It's just, it's too close. Wow, that looks flippin' amazing. I cannot wait to put it on. Who, by the way, Uni-Kitty is an interesting commentary, or an interesting way of going about the whole princess character that never really needs to be rescued, but like, I'm a princess and I'm a girl and girls should look up to me. But, you know, when something goes wrong, I'm supposed to keep smiling, and it's unfortunate, but I'll keep smiling. And then, you know, she goes through like 7 different phases. By the way, there are people out there who have collected all the different versions of Uni-Kitty. I think it's great. It's a great thing they did. They've intentionally scratched away the Futron logo. It's intentionally scratched away because we all know what happens. They intentionally... Oh, does he come with a backpack? Oh my god, yes he does. He's got a smiley face and... Okay, he's got the Benny face, and then he's just got the standard Lego smile. I'm giving them the Benny face. cracked helmet. How did they do it? It's not intentionally broken. It's actually and there's not a hole in it either. I don't know how well this is coming across, but it's like they intentionally molded it so it's slightly off center. If you look at it from above, that's great. You know, there's a lot easier way to do it. Done. I should do that. I actually have a helmet that had that break in it, so this is great. See, does it come with... Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't come with a visor. Ooh, they're going really old school on this one. Oh, that's amazing. Ah. I'm going to start sounding like a screaming goat at this rate. Ah. Come on, get in there. Oh, other hand. Doesn't matter. I held the walkie-talkie in my right hand, because shut up. That's amazing. Ah. And now for the part that I've really been looking forward to. This is the one I'm like, must have. Wait, what? Oh, wow. Her hooves are actually gold. They're not yellow. They're actually gold. That's great. Even Uni-Kitty is, like, she's a cat and a horse and a unicorn all at the same time. They could have taken, like, one of the pre-molded horse designs and made a kitty head on it somehow, but they didn't. They kind of totally made a brick block plate version of the character. That's great. Love that. Unique tail piece here. Hollow, obviously. Not used for anything except that. Does she have two faces? No. Are there two faces provided? No. Is my dad watching CSI Miami down there? No, it's the original one. Never mind. Speaking of which, the original one ended. The excuse they gave was like, CSI Miami kind of ruined it because of the one-liner. Well, you know what? You left the one-liner in there. And then you put Jeff Goldblum in there, and who cares? And then you put Lawrence Fishburne in there, and who cares? Like, the shock value that the series originally had, just when you're exposed to it enough times, it just kind of wears off. No one cares anymore. What am I looking at? I've never seen that before. It's like, it's one of these, except it has a hole on the top, which I always wondered, you know, if you conform to choking standards, like, is this small enough they're not concerned, like, kids swallows it, swallow it, unfortunate, but, like, kids choking on it to the degree that they can't breathe with it, so they put a hole in it, or... Oh, never mind. There's a hole in the top, so they can put the horn, which is PVC, by the way. And that sits right there. Uni-Kitty space version? Suit version? I don't know which one this is called. Oh, I did that wrong. Wait. I did one minor thing wrong. We have to have the cutie mark on her rump. You cannot have it on her butt, or on her chest. Okay. There it is. That's where it's supposed to be. I had it on the other side, and it was on the front. Uni-Kitty. Yay. This is a character worthy of little girls paying attention to. Like, this is a role model for you. You want to be a princess? There you go. That's what a proper princess is. This is a parody of the expectation of a Disney princess. It's like, yes, it's cute and cuddly, and when things go really wrong, I'm expected to keep smiling. And when it really hits the fan, wow, she actually takes care of herself. Holy shit. Definitely not a damsel in distress, which is nice. This is a guy saying this, by the way. Rescuing damsels in distress, whatever. But, like, it's nice to have the opposite once in a while. And she's not buffed out one of the guys either. It's like, Try to find the happy in this situation. Okay, my home has been destroyed. All my friends have been arrested and scattered and destroyed. Where's the happy? There is no happy. And now it's going to happen to everybody else. Okay, now it's time to get pissed off. I can totally live with that, by the way. Let's see, can you guys see this? Yes. Okay. Or what I can do is move these where they originally were and give myself a little more room to work with. That's still amazing. I love that. They actually took the time to make their little magic engine power generator in there. That's great. I love that. What? What did I just found? MA-XFJP6GV4. 70816 is the model number, so I have no idea what that means. I know it soon enough. It's just, maybe this is a callback to classic space, where it's just kind of random numbers and letters put together. I don't know. Oh look, it's the engine room from Star Trek, the original series. How about that? No, seriously, this is cool. This is cool. I'm loving this. Dude, it's a whole dedicated engine room. How cool is that? Seriously, like, look at that. It's flippin' amazing. I'm sure Lego's done it before, but like, ah. Never seen these before. I know the L-shaped plate, but I've never seen one that had a flat surface on it. That's new to me. I wonder why they have it stick out. I wonder why they would need an L-shaped piece there, because obviously something's going to hinge on the top here, fair enough, but why would they need to have it extend out here? I mean, it's just an empty, it's just, there's nothing to support it underneath it, so why would they need that to extend out like that? It's curious. Oh, they give you a, well, maybe not intentionally, but there's a spare Uni-Kitty horn right there. Oh, okay. Flipped out for a moment there. I was like, wait, did I miss a step? No, you did not. This number that they've got on the engine, or whatever this is, is different because MAXF blah 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 blah, but up here it says MA-XXXXXXXX, which means this number is unique to this kit. Maybe I should censor that when I discuss it. Or maybe I'm thinking too far into it. Maybe I've still got Exoforce on the brain. God, why did they cancel that line? Kills me. It's anime, which kids love, and it's giant robots, which kids love. You put the two together and you get anime robots, which kids will love. And for whatever reason, it just... bleh. I don't get it. What went wrong? Why did that line not take off? Somebody fed me a line about Exoforce that, well, kids want to play with the robots, they don't want to make them. I'm like, well, it's Lego. Hello? What do I care? Never had to deal with these before. I've seen them, just never had to deal with them before. Of course, I haven't dealt with Windows in a very long time. I want to say the last time I dealt with Windows in a Lego set was... maybe that airport I had at one time. Oops. Yeah, I miss Exoforce. They pivot. No wonder I was having so much trouble. I thought they snapped it. Wait, it does snap into place. Oh, very lightly, but it snaps into place. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, it snapped in place again. Rather out of place again. Huh. Okay. The finest of lethality on Lego, by the way. Do be cautious when you fire off these new push-to-fire missiles. They sincerely do travel quite a bit. I don't think Lego quite realized how powerful they are. And I'm sure the trickle-down effect from parents who didn't look at the age range for the toy, just went off and gave it to them anyways. And they're going to sue them for it. Then Lego will panic and like, okay, we'll try a new version. They've had disc shooters, they've had rubber band shooters, they've had all kinds of things over the years. This is very compact, very easy to understand. Did I use only one piece? There's two of them. Where's the other one? There it is. But yeah. They're pretty powerful. They'll even knock over Uni-Kitty. Who has a lot of back support on her, by the way. Or, yeah. That almost looks like a space Lego Futron. I keep saying Futron, just Lego Space in general. Like an updated version of that console, maybe. Wow. What is this used for? Obviously it sits on top, but like, wow. They actually, like, there's something buried in there, and I have no idea where they're going with this one. That is not going anywhere. And it has friction pins right there, so it won't slip open and close very easily. It will over time, but yeah. Wow, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Is it? I don't know. I like it. It's cool. Okay, whatever. I think for my next Lego build, I'm going to rearrange this a little differently. Not sure how yet, that's why I'm not doing it this instant. That reminds me, the other day I discovered the decal that sits on the curved nose of the V19 Torrent that I have has peeled and actually started crackling. Like, first it started peeling off because it's on a curved surface. Decals don't like curved surfaces. So first it came off and then it started crackling. So that decal's kind of done. Kind of nothing, it is done. The amazing thing about this kit is it acknowledges the good old days where the minifigs couldn't see out of the canopy. Like they weren't at the same head height. And so this set does exactly the same thing. Those minifigs, they can't see out forward and they can't even see out the sides. Like this middle guy here can see out of the side, but you know, middle guy can't see what's going on. If you look at it from the side, like you can't even see the top of the seats. So, I love that. It's called Throwback Tuesdays. I think they're still making this set. I know it's available online because I saw it the other day. You know, Lego.com, shopping, blah, blah, blah. I know it's there. So you should still be able to get this. Okay. I don't get this. These two red semi-transparent panels, plates, these little circular plates, they're now going to be completely covered so you can't see them ever. Why put them there? Why even bother? Like, whatever function they serve for stability, they're covered up, so you can't see them. Why go through the trouble? Lego kits do that a lot nowadays. I don't know why. They'll put... I can understand for like structural things on the inside of a kit that you'll never ever see. Fair enough. But when it's in an area that you can get access to, it's covered up to the point where you can't see it. I don't get that part. I don't understand that one. Here it is. It's the big moment. Click. Ratchet. Oh my gosh. Well, that's actually a little more loose than I thought. But that's okay. And then these things. This is very old school tool. The hydraulic pipes or tubes or whatever it is. Conduits. Whatever you want to call them. This is old school. Although I don't remember them looking like this. Well, they look like this. It's just they're designed differently. Oh, that's where it came from. Okay. Extra one of these sitting around. Couldn't remember where else I put it. I was like, did I miss a step? Yeah, I did actually. Goes to the bottom of her helmet. Oh, there's actually better friction because of that. That's a good thing I found that then. Astro Uni-Kitty is complete. I assume that's what she's called. There's just enough of these leftover pieces you can almost make a second Uni-Kitty. Because you've got this little white thing here and then her horn is in there as well, so... Okay, whatever. How am I going to do this? Because like the kit just kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger, so I want to leave it here. Because there are parts here, which makes sense. Oh, cool. They have port and starboard lighting on here. Yes! I love it when they do that. I wonder what that particular tradition will look like in space. We can still have red and green on the left, and or let's see, red and green. Let's see, green is port. No, let me think. Yeah, green's on the right because it has the same number of letters as right. So green on starboard and red on port. So are they still going to have that? Or is it going to change to something else in the distant future? Long after I've left this mortal realm, of course. As a wise man once said, infamously once said, get your ass to Mars. We really got to get off this planet. We really do. We got to solve our shit and get off this planet. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. Well, preferably get our shit together first, you know. But yeah, we got to get off Earth. We got to start we got to not just exploring, but we've got to start colonizing. Got to. The Earth is, within the last 100 years, or last 150, 200 years, has begun showing us it's pretty much done with us. Problem is, we're also, like, the oil flow as long as we possibly can, make as much money as we possibly can. We're still, I've got more stuff than you do, and I want more stuff than you can offer, We're still doing that bullshit. We need to grow up a bit, and hopefully it won't take a traumatic world event to like shake us into sensibility. Let's see, where is this happening? It's happening here. We got to get off this planet ASAP. I strongly recommend that that asteroid mining, those first steps, they're going to take a 20-foot rock that's out by the asteroid belt, or no, it's out by one of the Lagrange points, and they're going to tow it into orbit around the moon, and then they're going to send up some astronauts who are going to practice mining, practice docking, things like that. Like, yeah, that's essentially the first steps to off-world mining. And we really need to do that. That's actually a good first step. Now, granted, it's not going to happen for, I think it's another 5 years, just because they don't have the infrastructure to do it right now. But I mean, it's a very good first step. We're going to have people living on spaceships, living on mining ships, and it's something we need to start preparing for right now. And I don't care if it's, because like I said, I'm probably not going to be around to see much of it happen. I don't expect to live till like 120 or thereabouts, whatever. But, oh look, they're showing it off now. It's like, look, this is how this functions. And I just pinched myself. This is how this works. Okay then. Like, we didn't figure that out a half hour ago when we actually put the thing together. It's like, what's this for? Well, you're going to have to wait and see. Okay. So why are those flat? There must be another thing they're going to stick in here as opposed to just kind of covering that. If they just kind of cover the top and that's it, I will be a little disappointed. I think there needs to be something that sticks in here. I saw, speaking of spoiling movies, I saw Christopher Nolan's movie. It was called Interstellar. I don't use this, or rather, I think the word is overused in our vocabulary nowadays, but that, and it's kind of lost its punch over the years as well, especially, you know, in the age of the internet where this word gets thrown around so much. But Interstellar was an epic movie. I was shaken by it. Well, maybe not shaken, but it gave me a lot of food for thought. The idea that, that's amazing. The idea that, well, there's actually two movies that, you know, this is all we have and we are completely helpless unless we help ourselves. Now, Interstellar kind of, you know, wormholes and stuff like that. Whoa, what happened here? Oh. I got distracted. It was actually two movies. I wish I'd seen Interstellar first because it would have prepped me for this other piece of shit. I don't remember if I mentioned it before or not, but there's another movie. It has Kirsten Dunst in it for you Spider-Man fans. I don't care. I don't care. And it was a... what was it called? It was called... Melancholy. I think that's what it was called. Melancholia? Something like that. I think it was Melancholy. And it's an end of the world movie where this, I don't know if we've found any yet, but they do exist, or that we've actually seen one with our own eyes, but it's theorized that some planets have lost the star that they once orbited, their parent star, and they're out wandering through the cosmos. It's called a rogue planet. Anyways, before the movie begins, it's detected that there's a rogue planet that's buzzing through the solar system, and it may or may not hit Earth. And it takes place in modern times. It's not the near distant future like Interstellar is. No, it's actually now. I have to make 4 of these. I did. And, and in that movie, Melancholia, however you say it, I'm sure the captions are screaming at me right now if I said it wrong. It's not about the science behind trying to evacuate mankind. No, the movie is about a bride on her wedding day, on her wedding night, trying to be happy about her wedding night. The first hour of the movie is the most bizarre thing you ever saw. It's basically all the things that could possibly go wrong. Asshole parents and in-laws and you ungrateful so-and-sos and a bride who should be happy as hell because wedding day. And she's absolutely not. She's depressed, and it's like a forced marriage. It's like an arranged marriage. She doesn't want to do it, but, you know, like, I should be happy about it, but I'm not. It's not until an hour, I'll save you the trouble. It's not until an hour, almost an hour and a half into the movie, that the movie reminds you, oh, by the way, the reason all this bullshit is happening for no reason whatsoever is actually because the Earth is doomed within a couple of days. So in other words, this whole wedding was set up at this luxury resort. The whole thing was set up to make people feel good and pretend that life is going to go on beyond next Friday, next Saturday, when the world will go bang. Well, it would have been nice if you told us. And the director goes, well, you see, I actually did tell you. You know that 10-minute montage of absolute silence, the kind of 2001: A Space Odyssey thing, where you see these stars and this weird-ass art for art's sake kind of bullshit that I showed you for the first 10 minutes. It just means absolutely nothing. It's just kind of some really, really neat, to be fair, really good special effects. Special effects in a movie that doesn't really deserve special effects. It's weird. Like, this is not a movie known for special effects. It's known for drama. It's known for psychological... But this movie has special effects in it, and it's actually, to be fair, it actually is the 2001 mentality. There's no sound in space. And instead they cover it up with music, which, in my opinion, is the way you're supposed to do silence in space. But put some music over it. That takes care of it. Watch Serenity. Watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. They did it correctly there. Well, almost Serenity. But anyways, okay. But anyways, you watch for an hour and a half, and you're trying to figure out why the fuck is this wedding going wrong, and it's not even a gypsy wedding, you know? It's not even one of the American Gypsy Wedding. I've seen that show I've seen it once, and a couple of times out the corner of my eye, and it wasn't even that. It was like a typical, you know, American wedding being held at a luxury resort because the brother-in-law paid for blah, 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 blah. Hmm? But it would have been nice to know ahead of time why all these people are acting like this. You don't find out until an hour and a half, hour, 15 minutes, like, oh yeah, it's because the world is coming to an end. And the whole thing's a put-on. And then the rest of the movie, the audience becomes as depressed. And there's a little bit of buildup, because the planet, which is notably bigger than Earth, here's the Earth, here's the planet, here's the rogue planet. Basically, it comes in like this from, you know, wherever it is it's coming from, and then gravity creates what they call in the movie, it's called the Dance of Death. By the way, spoiler alert, in case you haven't noticed. The planet, which is the rogue planet, comes around like this, and then gravity slingshots it. It's supposed to slingshot, so it's just kind of go past. So, you know, the seasons are going to change. Like, Earth is not getting out of this. Like, there's one of two possibilities. Either it'll go past or it'll hit. Well, in the movie, there's a little bit of build-up for about an hour and a half, and you see the planet gets closer and closer. It actually gets bigger than the moon in the night sky. It goes away. Whew, we made it. And then one of the characters notices, oh wait, it's actually coming back. And so you spend the next 45 minutes of the movie as depressed and sickened and helpless and hopeless as the rest of the as the rest of the characters. Boom. And the last scene of the movie is the characters, well, shit. Blam! It's one of the strangest movies I've ever seen. Like, it's one of those movies I wish I could unsee. The only thing that was good about it was the special effects, because, like, they were honest about what was going on. Up front, they were honest about it. Well, you're supposed to look back on it. The less I talk about that movie, the better I feel. So anyways, that was the foretaste. The idea that, and it certainly didn't open my eyes to the idea that we're doomed on this planet. It's not a question of if, but rather when something catastrophic happens, and what will we do about it? Well, Interstellar kind of gives us kind of the fantasy option and says, okay, the Earth is doomed. What are we going to do about it? Well, there isn't anything we can do about Earth, but if we can just get this one formula about gravity right, in a world where, and this is established early in the movie, where history has essentially been rewritten to say that the only reason the United States went to the moon is to show the Soviet Union that it was too expensive to explore space, to make space exploration impractical through, you know, like it costs too much money to go into space. But according to the movie, it was rewritten to be that way. So, you know, nobody goes into space anymore. There is no more space program anymore. But it wasn't just that, you know, the world is dying, although that certainly is depressing. It's just kind of like the Earth can't sustain us anymore because like we polluted the air enough that like now we've got some sort of like permanent dust storms that are covering up anything and everything. You have to watch the movie too. So it's been a little over a year now since I saw it. But to me, it wasn't about the Earth is doomed here and now. Like I said, it's the near future, so, you know. But what got me about the movie, what made it epic for me, and like I said, the movie, that word gets used too much nowadays. Excuse me. What made that movie work for me is they used things, it's hard science fiction. There's a little bit of soft, you know, the little lander that goes down to the planet and back up again, the five-limbed robot. There's some soft science fiction in there. But it's hard science fiction because it specifically deals with time dilation, which Hollywood almost never talks about time dilation. They'll talk about, what's the word? Hollywood will talk about cryogenic freezing, or they'll talk about warp drive, but Hollywood almost never addresses time dilation, unless it's a documentary or some sort of boring science lesson in high school. It does, nobody talks about it. Interstellar slams time dilation right in your face. It is inevitable. It is unavoidable. This is how the real world, this is real world physics, by the way. Now, the ending, the wormhole, or I'm sorry, the black hole, I'm not going to... Oh, wow, we're getting some old school robots right here. I love this shit. Wait, no. But to me, time dilation is so screwy. Like, the things, like, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey's character goes into space in, you know, whatever year. And through the use of artificial hibernation, you know, putting yourself to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Through the use of artificial hibernation, sleeps like 2.5 years for his trip to Saturn. Or is it Jupiter? I think it was Saturn. And so here it is, like he goes to sleep and he wakes up and it's 2 years later. That's jarring enough as it is. But that's only the start. That's only the beginning. Because now he goes through the wormhole, or the characters go through the wormhole, and they're suddenly in another galaxy. It could have been another star system, but it's another galaxy, whatever. I don't care. Wormhole goes where wormhole goes where wormhole goes. Whatever. But... And he goes down to this one planet. On the other side of the wormhole, he goes down to another planet. And I think the physics, like, in the moment, it's like, holy shit, this is actually happening. But you think about it after you watch the movie, it's like, wait a minute. Relativity only applies if you're moving faster than somebody else. So if you go down to a planet that's in close proximity to a black hole, I'm under the impression that the gravimetric distortions, or the gravity field, the gravimetric pull of the black hole is not going to affect time or the perception of time on a planet. So, like, that part they kind of fudged around with. The point is, they go down, they're only there for about 3 hours. From their perspective, it's only 3 hours, but when they come back, 20 years have passed. Bam! There is no time travel. That you can only go forward in time. You can't go back. And their one comrade that they left behind on the ship, he was actually like he was like late 20s. Now he's like 45, 48 thereabouts. He's almost 50. He's actually turning gray. And he's like, well, they're like, wait a minute, when you were supposed to sleep the whole time. Well, you know, I figured it'd be a waste of time to just sleep away all this opportunity of studying the black hole up close. So I didn't sleep the entire time. The little thing they forgot about, though, he did eat up all their food. You know, it's kind of convenient they forgot about that part. Red on the left, yellow on the right. Whoops. Whoops! Okay, had to happen sooner or later. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Ah! Get in there. A little friction on that is loose. Yikes. There's an old school Lego space robot for you. That's very old school, except for these two panels on the front there. That's amazing. Ah. And then the idea that the whole space mission is doomed to failure before they even launch, because the idea that they could come back with this scientific data. What's happening here? Oh, I'm doing it backwards. Oh, I really did it backwards. Okay. The idea that this mission might be able to save humanity. Turns out the guy who created the whole mission is lying through his ass, and he confesses it on his deathbed. And so the movie is filled with a lot of things that I just that's how you're supposed to do it. There is no artificial gravity. You've got artificial gravity insofar as centrifugal force, but that's it. If you spin something in too small a radius and it spins too quickly, yeah, it's going to draw blood away from the brain. You might have to have your robot take over. But I could go on and on about that movie, but that was... I've only seen it once, but unlike most other movies that I really, really like, I feel I only need to watch it once. Oh, here it is, moment of truth. Wow, that's a tight fit. I wonder why they didn't have me do this earlier. And then, at the end of the movie... Well, let me set this up first. Yeah. So then, at the end of the... By the way, I haven't seen these since the early 2000s. This is what they used in Bionicle. I've got a Lego Bionicle set that has this very same arrangement. These things, like, they had the right idea to have this be soft. This thing is bloody lethal too. Like I was talking earlier about these. Let's see, these things, they're small and they travel far and they travel fast. These, on the other hand, are big, blunt instruments of death. So, yeah. How jarring it will be. This will happen. This will happen. Humanity will have to get used to this. And it won't just be it won't just be astronauts that have to get through this. But everybody who goes into space and travels even a fraction of the speed of light will have to get used to the fact. Oh, wow. I did not see that one coming. Wow, that was gutsy of them. I thought these little, come on, get out of there. I thought these little, you guys can't see it down there, can you? I thought these little pegs here were just for decoration. No, it turns out they're actually there for a reason. But how jarring it will be if you travel even a fraction of, like 1% the speed of light, time dilation will raise its ugly head. And you'll have to deal with the fact that everybody you left behind a month ago, or whatever the physics are, you left them behind a month ago and you come back and they're almost decades older. it brings your world to a halt. Not their world. Their world kept going. You disappeared. You never came back for decades. And that's emphasized quite clearly in uh, McConaughey's character. His daughter goes through this. And his son goes through this. He, like, father left, and he just disappeared in the stars, and he never came back. Those characters had to deal with that. They had to keep on going. He goes to a planet, he's there for 3 hours, he comes back, and his daughter is now a professor, whereas she was just kind of, she wasn't even entering high school. That was so bizarre, so twisted. And that's how it works. That's really how it works. Not Armageddon, and not the Core, which was basically like trying to explain how do you get to the center of the Earth and set up nuclear bombs to restart the rotation of the Earth's core. Ironically, about 2 years ago, they said, oh, it might not actually be, there might not be a solid core at the center. It might actually be something else. It's like, oops. Like, not even that kind of physics where it's just kind of, because Hollywood said so, they can do this. But, like, Interstellar acknowledges real-world physics. To a degree, obviously. But that, to me... Okay, this is all twisted around. Let's see. How do I do this? LL. I'm not quite certain about a more recent movie which made all the money in the world. It's called Gravity. I'm not quite certain about that movie. I haven't seen that one yet. I don't know how well it portrayed physics, but definitely I told a colleague online, I said, you know what, watch Interstellar first, then watch what's the new one that's coming out? Everybody's prepped, or it's out right now. What's it called? There's a new epic sci-fi movie that's out right now. I can't think of what it's called. And I'm derping so hard because of it. Captions are screaming at me. I said, you know, watch, or, oh, it's The Martian. That's what it's called. It has Matt Damon in it. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, Matt Damon is not the lead in Interstellar. He actually makes, of all things, he makes a cameo in Interstellar, which is really interesting. I like that. I remember, you know, ironically, he did exactly the same thing at the end of another movie, which not even sci-fi. It was an emotional drama. It was called Finding Forrester. Had I want to say Forrest Whitaker, a younger Forrest Whitaker, and whoa, that doesn't feel right. And Sean Connery, Sir Sean Connery. That one also had Matt Damon in a cameo, which was nice, by the way. Wait, what? I did something wrong here. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of respect and admiration for Interstellar. Very, very much worth watching. What are these? I associate this with a Lego pulley. I have no idea what that is. Like you'd wrap a string around this or something. Ah, that's hard to get in there. Ouch. What the hell? That other movie I mentioned, which I choose not to see again. It is up to you if you want to torture yourself over that one. If you like emotional roller coasters for no goddamn reason whatsoever for an hour and a half, you are welcome to it. But I discourage people from watching it. You can't even watch it because it's a Kirsten Dunst movie. Unless you want to see her naked, then you can watch it. But even then, it's like one scene and that's it. Meh. Whoa. But both of those movies illustrate really well how absolutely helpless we are at this very moment. If something if God wills, I don't say this very often, if at all, if God wills that the earth is going to be destroyed, not humanity, but if earth is going to be destroyed, how on earth, or whatever curse you wish to use, how are we going to deal with it? Oh, wow. Oh, that is epic. Holy shit. I kind of wish there was a rubber band there or a spring that would pull it down. I suppose it's not necessary, but wow. It exposes that missile launcher. I would have put a little more friction in this joint right here, but I can live with that. Which comes back around to my original comment that we need to get off of Earth as soon as we can. It's done everything it can for us. Resources are quickly draining. The tides are rising. Or not even the tides, the ocean level is rising. Although they say, I recently heard a thing that suggests that we're actually going through a phase right now, and it has nothing to do with like proximity to the sun. We're like the closest to the sun in 16 years or whatever it is. It has nothing to do with that. Or that I'm sorry, the sun is at its solar maximum, which is at kind of its hottest. Like the sun goes through cycles. It gets really hot and it gets really cool. It gets really hot. So it's kind of, or no. I'm sorry. Solar flares are at their maximum right now. So there's the most amount of solar flares. So it's essentially putting out more heat, little more heat than it usually does, like 1 or 2 degrees more than it usually does. So supposedly there's going to be a slingshot effect or a backlash effect where instead we're going to end up with a new ice age. Well, maybe not ice age, but a cooling down period, which will give all of the heavy industries across the world, will give them a sigh of relief. Oh, good, it wasn't our fault. Whew, that was close. Good, now we don't have to listen to all these green laws. People will forget about them in 16 years. Don't worry about it. No big deal. You don't have to advocate that hard anymore. The Greenpeace guys will, okay, you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. But no, I mean, like, it has nothing to do with the sun. So, well, it might. Am I looking for the wrong, yes I am. I was looking for the wrong color. I kept looking for light gray, and it turned out it was dark gray. You just put that together, Ava, didn't you remember that? No, I didn't, I'm sorry. Establishing a colony on Mars is a good idea, but we need to start constructing space colonies that are in space, the cylindrical space stations. We need to start doing that at the very least. We need to start, there's another movie, I hate to bring it up because it wasn't that good, it's called Mission to Mars. And it had, what am I doing? That's what I'm doing. And it had, don't watch the movie necessarily, but there's like it's like a split second blink and you'll miss it moment where they show an International Space Station. They show the International Space Station with a giant centrifugal gravity wheel attached to it. That's actually good. Start experimenting with that. That's actually a good idea. Maybe not the current ISS, but like the next space station, do that. Do do the centrifugal gravity thing. We do need that. We need that experience ASAP. If there are any more of these red things left over, I'm going to stick... Oh, I won't be able to. Disappointed. Never mind. What are you talking about, Ava? That's not an engine, that's an S-foil. Duh. It's specifically designed to act as a hinge. Oh, alright. If you insist. Oh, another movie that has silence in space. Robot Jocks. True story. I want to see a live action, not CGI, but a live action movie of Larry Niven's Ringworld. That's a bit of hard sci-fi for you right there. Well, there's aliens and there's hyperdrive, but okay, maybe it's not hard sci-fi, but I want to see Ringworld on the big screen. If you have to make it a two-parter, so be it. Probably doesn't need to, there wouldn't be much justification for two-parter. It's not necessary, but I want to see a live-action Ringworld. I want to see a Pearson's Puppeteer, and I want to see a... Is it a Kizinti? 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 No. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, there's a light underneath and a light on top. Yes! Bravo, sir. Where does this go? I wish in this section here they would zoom in. Not the picture that shows the whole spaceship, but I wish they were zoomed in a little closer, because actually all the action for this stage, this step, is actually happening right here. But it's like, am I supposed to work here, here, here? Where am I supposed to be? When you're supposed to be, right there. So I wish they'd zoomed in a little more right there. I know the instruction booklet is big, but it isn't that big. I do feel there's a little bit of cop-out. These maneuvering thrusters are just here, and that's it. I'm going to put them, like, down here, over here, or, put some thrusters back here, and then also have some here. Kind of spread out, because it's like they're teasing us, just having those two little ones right there. Same thing with this. They only have two of these. I feel like they're teasing us. It's like, oh, all right, if you insist. Maybe their production line wasn't big enough to do it again. Oh, more engines. More engines. Woo. Guess I can turn this like this now, give myself a little more room to work with, and pull those instructions closer. Yeah. Now I can see what I'm doing. Wow, that's a nice way to do thrusters. I like that. Good for them. Good for them. Oh, that's cool. Well, they're getting really good at these cylindrical exhaust nozzles, these big ones. They're coming up with a bunch of interesting ways to put together hubcaps and cylindrical things like that. Like, wow, they're getting good at that. Is it greedy of me to ask for an extra set of engines here and here to give it 5 engines? Is that greedy of me? Part of the problem is they only show the ship. They only show the ship. Okay, from one side. They only show it from this is the left side, and so I can only view it from the left side. I don't know what happens on the other side. Even here, left side again, because I want to look at the right side of these. I can't. This is unfortunate. This is the way it's supposed to be displayed properly, but when you go to the reverse side, it requires you to point them downwards. Unless I move it way down here, but even then it would be at a weird, it would be almost straight. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe that's why they only showed it from the one side. Yeah, I just tried to do it again, but I tried to put it so that this end of the loop was lower down, but if I tried to put it upwards, it would come off the edge there. So, and I don't want to put it any lower because then it just ends up flat. So, eh. Oh, okay. So they are going to cover it. Okay. So long as it's covered, I'm happy. Like if it's exposed, not thrilled with it, but I can live with it, I suppose. Like I have a choice. Hmm. It's gray. It's not blue. It's not black. It's gray. It's strange. I wonder why. Does that mean this one has no friction or full friction or wow? Okay, it's got lots of friction on it. So then why isn't it black? Maybe to not confuse it. Oh, because it's okay. Okay. So that can turn, and then, if you absolutely must, you can turn it flush. I can live with that. By the way, I feel like I'm missing something because I've got some extra decals here. I totally don't know where they go right now. I hope I didn't miss a step on that. Boy, these are a real game changer. Wow. Not because they're flat, which I've encountered those, but because they have a hole in the middle. That's what makes them a game changer. So why didn't they just have me attach these when I created these panels? Would have been easier. I guess you can't do a sub-assembly on a sub-assembly, which is totally not true, but I guess that's what they were thinking. I don't know. That is amazing. That's awesome. And notice kindly they have one of each of the spring-loaded launchers. They've got these, which are, I actually fear these pretty heartily because they have hairpin triggers. They're just the most sensitive shits. They've got the newest ones, which will definitely take your eye out. And then they have these old push-fire missiles, which are a piece of crap. Just couldn't quite do it. Oh my gosh, that's... Oh, I can't tell you. Ah! Okay, here's the question. Where does the spare one go? When I did my review of the, which one was it? The Ghost and the Phantom. The first thing I did was take these off because they are just that lethal. These are really scary, actually. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like, God, they'll bite you. Don't put it anywhere near your face or anywhere else you consider sensitive. Oh, right, this comes up. So does that go down? No, it does not. Okay, it's done. So, where do I put this? Probably stick it in the cockpit right there. There's more than enough room, I think. Oh, how do these react to... Oh, clever girl. Okay. These two slanted blocks push up against the surface here. I was terrified to think that, well, you're going to have a bunch of vertical launches if you push them far enough. Well, it's not, because those things hit the top of this. Well, you can still have a vertical launcher. Let's see how far does that go. Holy shit, that went 6 feet straight up. I'm not even kidding. That almost hit the ceiling. Holy shit. That's fucking scary. It went straight up 6 feet. Let's do that again, because, like, I want to be impressed again. Okay, more like 5 feet, but still, fucking scary. Now do that on a horizontal surface. Oh my god, these are so fucking scary. Holy shit. Somebody's definitely going in there. So many missiles. Most of them weren't even around during the classic era. You didn't have... You might... You know, I'm honestly, I'm surprised that, like, if the wings open up, there's a little Bombay door that drops down and just drops a bunch of... Like a bunch of these things or something like that would... Okay. And then you've got these things, these missiles, which... Well, these are the heavy hitters. Like, these travel far, and they're really small. These will take your eye out. These things will just, like, blunt force trauma on these. What's the age range on this, by the way? Exotoa. That's the one I was thinking of. I originally experienced these on the Exotoa. That's the age range, 9 to 14. So at that point, you kind of know that the eyes can get poked out. And Lego is smart enough to know you're going to lose one eventually. And I'm totally missing a decal. There's those two little things right there, which I do not know where they go. which is really sad because, like, yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. All right. Okay, you won me over. Um, that's funny. Never say Lego doesn't have a sense of humor. Try playing their video games sometime. It's great. Uni-Kitty, Space Uni-Kitty, goes in here, but she doesn't secure. And so what you've got is this little, well, it used to be a battle droid from Star Wars Episode 1, whatever, acts as a safety harness. So you stick her in here. She doesn't move side to side, but she will come straight up and down. So what you do is you put the safety harness down, and it pushes on her tail. And unless you, like, pull her head off, a likely possibility, she's not going anywhere. And then she has her own little windscreen and a control panel there. That's great. Because I was like, you know, I'm going to have to put her into this engine compartment because, like, that's the only place she's going to be able to fit. Well, no, as it turns out, that's where she goes. Okay. Now we're thinking with portals. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this up. And let's get our players into position. That false crack in there just kills me. That's great. Oh my god. Because that crack always happened. The original helmets, it didn't matter. I've got a blue one that did that, and I've got a yellow one that does that. It doesn't matter. Like, that happened. They acknowledged it, and then they officially incorporated it into a brand new. Like, they didn't give you the traditional helmet, which I don't think they can make it anymore, because, like, reasons and stuff. But yeah, they intentionally put that crack in there, and they gave them a little walkie-talkie because that's what they had originally. Oh my god. You know, I just had a thought. I wonder if I should put Benny in the middle. Nah, he's okay. I'll put him in the front where he belongs. Oh, you can't hold on to it. Well, can I turn it sideways? Nope. Because Lego. No, come on. You gotta be kidding me. I can't put him in there like that? What bullshit is this? Okay, lean him back. Oh, that's what... Nope. Nope. I got this. Securing his feet. And then this comes down carefully. And then this does not fit. Unless you turn it upwards at an angle, and then it still doesn't. Well, last try, then I'll take it off. Nope, he can't hold it. Darn. He's the only one with an accessory, right? No, the robot drone has an accessory. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna, like, whatever. It's gonna go in the scrap pile with everything else. All leftover pieces. Oh, random little walkie-talkie. Well, I've got a lot of leftover shit. And then, let's see, how many figures do I have? I got the robot, I've got Emmett, I've got Wildside. Emmett with his really loose leg, by the way. That has to be a manufacturing error. So I'm going to put these guys, you know, I should put Kenny up here in the middle so he can actually look out. I think I'll do that. Come on, get out of there. Come on. I can live with that. And I was thinking Uni-Kitty, she's going to have to go in the engine room or put her up there or something like that, but... Yeah, he fits flipping perfectly. Why wouldn't he, Ava? How many decades have they been doing this? Well, at least now he can see what's going on around him. But, you know, I can live with that. Can he? Oh, this looks amazing. Oh my god, this looks fucking amazing. Look at this. Let's see. What's the view on? Look at that. Fucking look at that. Ah! Dude, the nostalgia boner is raging right now. The nostalgia boner is raging right now. Oh, which is why those are there. Okay. I'm not stupid for thinking otherwise. Oh, you can't even open that wing. That's great. Oh, you can't even put them in there. Ratchet? Can it ratchet? Let it ratchet? Yes, it ratchets. Woohoo! So you can pose it downwards. You can pose it there. You can make this point angle downwards and then angle the wing upwards. A little bit like that. So you've got choices. So, or you can angle it upwards like that. Or you can angle it down. Or you can put it that way, which is standard. Ah, what a treat. I needed this today. It's a good distraction. Good distraction. This should be the... Whoa. Okay, there we go. Ah! Is Emmett even going to fit in there? I don't know. I'll put him in back because he's going to flip out if he looks out the windscreen without Wildside or Benny in front of him. He's going in back. Actually, it's a different piece that they use for the piece of resistance. Yeah, that's right. Now that I think about it, it's actually... This is wrong. I totally, like, over my head, but, like, that's not what the piece of resistance looks like. Unless... Because it's the cap of the Craggle. That's why it's called the piece of resistance. Oh, wow. The side of his legs are also tinfoil, whatever, on them. Nice. I didn't notice that. I didn't know they painted the side of legs now. But anyways, or if they ever did, but the piece of resistance is supposed to be red. This one's gray. Is it like, like the rest of his face he put in other places? Did they intentionally cover it up? Is that what they were trying to... I guess that's what they're trying to convey. I'll have to go back and watch the movie again. Maybe it was covered up and I didn't, it didn't register. Which is possible, why not? Okay, so the piece of resistance does fit. It's just a matter of... Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay. The problem is the piece of resistance can turn back and forth, and so I'm trying to get it into the seat there. Which, I'll be honest, never had to do that with a Lego figure before, because they never have backpacks like that. Okay, there we go. Pin his legs down so I can lean him back. Will he fit? Yes. Good. All right. Is it Wild Side or Wild Style? That was Wild Side. Did I goof up on that? I don't remember now. I think I goofed. I done goofed. They hastily painted the Lego space on her helmet or on her suit. Lego has a good sense of humor. There is no doubts there. They have a very good sense of humor. And they always have. They always have. There's never been... I kind of wish Hollywood would take a page or a chapter from the Lego book, or the Lego's humor book, because, like, that's the kind of humor I like. Everybody knows what's going on. Like, if you play with Legos long enough, you know what's going on. You can understand the joke, but... Where the crap do those decals go? I'm going to have to go back through the instructions and double check. I'm not looking forward to that. No. And then now for you. And I'm pretty certain your blaster isn't going to fit in the cockpit with you unless I turn it sideways, which is not an issue because that actually looks really, really awesome if I do that. Oh, but you lean back. Oh, wow, you lean back. Wow, okay. Oh, it won't, I can't even do that. Okay, I'll say this much. It's not very responsible with its, wait, turn it 90 degrees, set it flat, work with me. Come on, work with me here. I'll fit. Come on, moment of truth. Oh, no, it fights. It's the new piece of resistance. No. Oh, that's right. Okay. It's got that trigger in the way. So, okay, there we go. All right. Yes, there we go. It's got the rifle in there. Yay! I was getting worried. I almost feel like there should have been like a little searchlight under there or something. This, by the way, this is cute. I like this. This is also classic Lego space. I love that. That's great. Oh! Oh! Wah! 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 Oh! Oh, I see. Okay, so it turns out the code on the engine block actually is used for something. Surprise item for consoles only. Okay, so in other words, if you input the code and you have a console game, then it gets used. Hmm? Is that from my computer or is that from downstairs? The emergency alert system kicked in. No. No, it didn't just. And Batman's doing something. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ice cream truck. Yeah, I don't care about that. But I definitely want the chomper. Definitely want that. That's just brilliant. Taking out the garbage. Yeah. And then you've got a castle. Set up like classic castle or whatever it is, dressed up as a pod racer from Star Wars Episode 1. Well, kind of. Never did Castle. No interest there. And the Castle and Forest, which kind of merged together eventually. They don't make Castle anymore. I don't think they do. Nowadays, it's all about the pirates. So whatever. But yeah, I definitely want to get this. It's great. Promo. Okay. There's the drop ship. I thought about the drop ship. I might still get it. I'm not sure. Like it's needed. Like it's neat enough. It could be Star Wars or it could be something else. But every time I look at it, I think of what's the name of that one? Minority Report, which is a strange Spielberg movie. He does a lot of artsy movies. Like don't get me wrong, he does a lot of good movies, but like Minority Report was like, I don't know. Maybe I just saw it when I was too young and couldn't appreciate it or whatever. But I still want to get the Constructabot, or whatever this is called. Still want to get that, and there's a trash can there. So, yeah. Oh, this is great. Oh, yeah, I was going to go through this. Actually, I'm going to pause this. Huh. Okay, so I don't think I overlooked it. After a second pass in both instruction booklets, there's no word on where those go. That's really surprising. And that's not immediately obvious on the picture on the front either where they're supposed to go. That's really surprising. They may have additional instructions on Lego, or, Lego.com, wherever it is. And they're meant to go on a 1x2 surface. They don't go in the engine room. They don't go in the robot compartment. They don't go here. They don't go here. They don't go on the little ships. That's really strange. Oh, there they are. There they are. I totally misunderstood it. Like, okay, so you're supposed to put it on the wings, but you're also supposed to put it back there. Okay, that's where they go. All right. See, that was in the very first box. So literally, it's been sitting there the entire time. I misunderstood it when they said, oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, I misunderstood it because they're telling you to put the decals on the wings and on the engine housing at the same time. But I missed that because I was like, okay, the decal is telling you to put it, or the little sticker sheet thing is telling you to put it on the wing, and, you know, just as a reminder, you're supposed to put it on the wing. What I didn't notice is the extra set of arrows pointing to the engine compartment. So that's where they go. Is that complaint worthy to Lego? By the way, yes, I did file a complaint, well, not complaint, but I did mention to Lego that on the Ghost, the instruction telling you how to attach the Phantom to the back of the back of the ship, it wasn't very clear in the instructions. I wrote them, they said, thanks, we'll look into it. Never mind the fact that they're probably stopped production at this point, but like, yeah, this is something you might want to point out. Okay, that's where they go. Well, there is no lack of satisfaction here. There is none. What a treat. What an absolute joy and throwback, and this has punched and pushed and squeezed all the right buttons in exactly the right way at exactly the right times. Should I have opened it sooner? Abso-friggin-lutely. But that being said, wow, there is no button they pushed wrong in any station, and the instruction, or the box was not clear. These opened, and either I missed it in the movie, or it's been so long that I didn't remember that these things totally open, and they expose even more missile launchers. It didn't even register for me that it's like 3 different missile launchers on this. Holy shit balls. That's amazing. I don't think these tiny little engine decal things here, I don't think those were on classic Lego either. I think they just made them just for the sake. By the way, I'd like to point out that Lego's long-term, long-range agreement with Shell Oil dissolved less than, what, 3-4 months ago? It was a big to-do. Like Lego just like, what's the company that, when you associate Lego gas stations, what do you think of? Shell Oil. Well, they ended it, and it was after a lot of pressure from special interest group, environmental special interest group, that said these guys are doing all kinds of shit, and we don't want, like, okay, speaking of shit, and we don't want you associating with them anymore. And so Lego now has to use their own kind of, and you actually see it in the Lego movie. It's Octane, whatever it's called, some sort of generic European-sounding brand. That they have to use now for their gas stations. I'd like to see them do an oil tanker. Does Maersk, do they have an oil tanker? I assume they do. They are the largest shipper in the world, but surely they've got their hands in some oil shipping. I totally don't get why it is they've got that little peg between the two, just above between the two engines there. They've got a peg there. I'm wondering if I missed a step in there. Did I miss something? Like maybe it attaches to, well, there's definitely something there. And it's not a motion blur. There's something in there. Is this booklet 1? Yes, it is. Maybe it's something they changed. Or maybe it's something I missed. There. No, there's nothing there. Which shows... I wonder if that's the gun. Oh, it is the gun. Oh, it is the gun. Yeah, because it's the handle and there's the stock. There's the back of the rifle. So that's why it's got that giant clip on it. Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, why don't they put all the other accessories elsewhere? It's the only accessory where you can actually store it. Huh. Okay, that's actually smart. I like that. Ooh, that's hard to get on there. Good. Oh, good. That's sweet. Okay, so the rifle actually does fit on there. Okay. I am so smart. Yes, sir, I am. I am so smart. SMRT. I love it. And this is something that could have been made, like, regardless of whether it's the Lord Business's, I can't remember what it was called, but like this is also a ship in different colors and with a different minifig. This could also have been classic space. It's like they unintentionally mirrored it when they were designing these things. In universe, if they were designing this, they didn't realize it. Oh, they're kind of mirroring. I almost wish that this had an additional launcher on it as well. Oh, that's amazing. This whole kit, like, it's great. Like, it's got wings on it, even though you don't need wings. It's really wide and flat, and it's also got compartments in it. It's got missile launchers. It's got these little booster things here. It's got the logo all over the flipping place. It's got warnings for things that are like completely irrelevant, or not irrelevant, but like things that you don't like. It says latch, and there's a little warning there, but you don't even have to worry about it. You just lift up on this. Oh, this is amazing. I love that little engine compartment in there. If there was one regret here that I can think of all the time, the regret is that when the wings and the engines move and the engine moves, I wish that had been able to turn. That's really the only regret I've got. And I also love the fact that this is all sealed up in here. Like you can't see out of the compartment anywhere. And likewise with the cockpit, like they could have completely have left this little window area exposed down here, but they didn't, which is great. And the exact same thing in this compartment here. Wow, just wow. I'm gushing. I know it, and I'm not regretful of it at all. It's a little flimsy, but I don't care because it works. Actually, maybe I should turn it this way. Nope, not the same thing. I'm gonna turn it this way. They've got the port and starboard lights in the right places. They've got these little engine pods here. They've got the classic spaceman spacesuit minifig. They've got an extra set of wings because why not? I'll tell you, folks, this this is amazing. It really, really is. How quiet have I been this entire time, by the way? I don't know why, but the microphone's always stronger when I'm behind the camera. I don't know why. I'm under the impression that is the microphone. I don't think there's a microphone on the front. I think it's actually on top, so I'm always standing above it so you can hear me better. Oh my gosh, folks. Oh my gosh. I don't even. I don't even. You see this? This is a sincere grin. This is great. I love this. And it's extra special for me, not just because it's a throwback, but because, and I said it, an hour, 2 hours ago, whatever, I finally have one of these. That's what makes this work. So I finally have one. I never had a big Lego spaceship. And like I said, like you can have the recreated Star Wars, whatever, but I never had one of these that wasn't Star Wars. And now I do. So it's extra special for me. Oh, gush. Gush, gush, and more gush. I cannot... I'm sold. I want to get one of these things. Let me put it that way. Okay, that's it. This is Benny's Spaceship. And this is AV Unit 4A saying thanks for tuning in.